Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're wondering where part 1 was, well, go check in the feed and be sure to subscribe so that way you always get your episodes. But enough of that. Let's get right back into the episode.
So they go to see Alexander Hamilton's house, and we all know it was his house because he used to stand in front of it going, I'm Alexander Hamilton, I'm Alexander Hamilton, I'm Alexander Hamilton, I'm Alexander Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton. That's what I remember from that musical.
We are literally going to the room where it
what's your
happened.
name? What is that? What's your name? Hey, who's this musical about, guys? I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm Alexander Hamilton. It's like, oh my God, 67 toothpicks. Jesus, let it go, buddy. Okay. Get a name tag.
Well, what's also hilarious is Giselle announces, anywhere you go under the sun is important to not just visit the place. You have to learn about that place. I'm like, well, when did you guys start doing this? Like, was Giselle acting like she is like interested in going on an architectural tour of any place they've ever gone to? What? She just saying this because she arranged this. So they're going to go. They meet Kenny, their tour guy, who's going to drive them to the Alexander Hamilton house. And Kenny is like, by the way, I am going to now give you the official welcome in a song. They're like, what? And he starts like playing like some karaoke music for a song that he has. And he's singing along the song called like Wale. And it's actually not a bad song. Like, he does a pretty good job. He sings the song and they're all singing along to it. And then they arrive at the Alexander Hamilton house.
Wendy's like, Kenny, are you taking internships? Ashley, you should sign up. And she tells us, when I think about the voice I want to hear singing Roberta Flack, I think about his voice, not Ashley Darby.
Yes, that's fair. So,
and then we see the texts on the screen, which are so funny. The tweets on the screen. The other Juicy said, the irony of her singing the song, Killing the Mood Softly, and All About the Tea. Real Housewives of Potomac star Ashley Darby admits she didn't do Roberta Flack justice. And then another tweet, baby, get Darby off that damn stage. And then the last one, lock her up next to Karen.
So they arrive at the Alexander Hamilton house, and the tour guide gives them fans and talks about Alexander Hamilton. And they walk around the room where it happened. And Wendy is like, wow, you know, that's how some friendships are, you know, because then Jillian mentions that Hamilton died in a duel against Aaron Burr because Aaron Burr hated Hamilton more than he did, or more than Hamilton hated him.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a friendly duel. And Wendy's like, yeah, that's how friendships are. People think you're your friends, and then they really hate you, and they'll stab you in the back and shoot you in the face and kill you dead when you thought they were your friend. And Kieran is just nodding. And she's like, yeah, that girl needs to stop being passive aggressive because some friends will piss on you and tell you it's rain. But here we are. And those are friends who watch Judge Judy. But here we are. Either speak on it or don't speak about it.
I love an Alexander Hamilton passive aggressive dig at Kierna. I guess Kierna is the Aaron Burr in this situation.
I guess. She's like, Wendy's really going to get her shot. So then we get some more Alexander Hamilton history, which is great, I guess. And then they're trying to figure out Wendy what his background is. And Wendy's like, well, I think it was like, I don't want to say Creole, but I thought he had something. And Giselle's like, he was black in my mind. He's black in my mind. And Jazzy says, yeah, his mom's from St. Croix. And Tia's like, even if there's something, 2 drops, we'll claim him. We'll claim him. We'll take him.
We love a good musical, man. So Tia's like, by the way, I was going to ask you, Angel, how are you feeling today? Because I heard you were crying and I wanted to reprimand you for not getting over it yet. And Angel's like, well, I'm still processing it all, but I'm feeling good. Today's a new day. I'm like, you're still processing? Still?
You're still processing.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
You're at the Alexander Hamilton house. Put a smile on your face.
Tia's like, well, you've also just had a baby. You know, I mean, we've all had babies. And Jazzy's like, yeah, but I mean, even at the table, though, you said you were thinking it, Tia. And so we see a flashback to Giselle saying, you know, you, friend, put your head down yesterday when we were talking about the catfish of it all. And she's like, well, I've thought it, but would I have said it? I mean, that's where Giselle steps in. Which I think what she's saying is, sure, I noticed her filters were crazy, but who the fuck says that to somebody?
Right.
And now they're acting like she was saying mean things about Angel as well.
Yeah, and he's like,
which she wasn't.
I wouldn't have adjusted in that way. I would have pulled it to the side. Of course, it would have taken about 15 minutes because I would have pulled all sorts of wrong people because it was a different face. So I understandably would have been confused. Are you Angel? Are you Angel? Are you Angel? Oh, you're the Angel. Yes, your face is wrong on the filters.
So then Ashley FaceTimes her sons, and she's like, oh my gosh, look, I'm in Alexander Hamilton's house. And Dean's like, can I see it? Oh, I'd love to see the home of Alexander Hamilton. I'm just over here sucking on a lolly, and it would be great to see. Hold on a second. Let me get my little brother's bare feet on the kitchen counter, and all right, let's have a look-see, shall we?
Will there be a rendition of my favorite song, The Kitchen Island Where It Happens? No? Okay, it's all right.
Oh, hold on. I've just stepped on a fork. Wah, 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 wah. Mommy, please come home. She's like, oh, Dean is so into music, and my nanny plays Broadway musicals, so he's really into Hamilton.
You could just say he likes Hamilton. We don't have to have the entire backstory of how he came into hearing the Hamilton soundtrack. She's like the whole thing. Like he really likes music. And one thing he really likes is Broadway music. And the nanny, she plays Broadway music. And one of the Broadway shows she plays is Hamilton. He loves Hamilton. So now he loves Hamilton. I'm like, just say your son loves Hamilton. Like we get it. We can go from point A to point B pretty clearly on that one. Someone played Hamilton for him. He heard it. He liked it. And now he's obsessed.
Yeah. So Ashley hangs up, and then we go back to Angel, Jazzy, and Tia. And Angel's like, oh, let's be clear. I'm not OG WAG just because Bobby played for 10 years, okay? It's because I put in the work to know the ladies who are younger than me, and I'll achieve that with you guys too. I'm your mommy WAG, okay, everybody? My baby mommy WAG. So
she's acting like she deserves a prize for having basic interest in people in her social circle. She's like, yeah, I took time to get to know people. So that's why I'm very esteemed in the WAG community. Some say I'm kind of like the best WAG of all time. And I'm going to apply the lessons I learned in WAGdom to all of you people. You're my children now. It's like, we're all older than you. That's okay. So Jassie's like, but Angel, you were just so open and your personality was so bubbly last night. But then this morning, it's kind of like when you got with Kay. I mean, you just don't want to have the same energy.
Okay, well, you're talking to OG WAG. So watch your goddamn mouth, first of all. And second, what you saw last night was not me being bubbly. It was me being annoyed. And so if you knew me better, you would know that. I love her whole thing with everybody. Is like, yeah, it's just because you guys don't know me. So maybe you should get to know me a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Like, lady, I'm not here to, make so much effort until you approve of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a weird level that she sets for everybody. Like, well, maybe you should try to get to know me better. If you don't realize that me hugging everybody and laughing and then hugging them a second time and saying, I love you and I'm glad we had this night wasn't me being annoyed, then maybe you should take me to lunch. Okay.
I think she may need to get to know the other women and realize that when you give certain signals, they may interpret that as you are over the issue. So Jassy is like, but you were annoyed with last night when you were high-fiving us and laughing with us? She goes, hell yeah. He's like, I mean, who did you talk to that got you so upset? And so then they go and they show this rewind. We see the party where we saw them all having a fun time and high-fiving and hugging. And they're like, oh my God, Angel's fun now. And then she like goes and walks over to her villa and she gets to the villa and Kierna is sitting there wrapped up like in a blanket or something. And she's scowling and she's like, and she's like annoyed that there's bugs. And Angel's like, oh, it's because we're sweet. And Angel has a smile on her face. She's happy. She finally connected with the women. And Kierna's like, oh, well, there's just like a whole lot of bitter going on around here. And I just, to watch some of the behavior of the ladies, I just like can't sit and be fake and be like, this is awesome. It's like amazing. No, I'm fucking annoyed.
And Angel's like, oh, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm good on everybody but you. You're the only one I like here. I was like, wow, geez, come on, man. Have some of your own personality. That's bad.
Yeah.
So Jazzy, we cut back and Jazzy's like, okay, well, we were convinced it had blown over. So are you catfishing with your personality too? I just don't know. And now, because I'm Jazzy and I'm going to be a regular soon, I'm going to sip on my drink in the confessional. Really nailed that one. So Tia's like, well, I'm so glad that you didn't leave. And Angel's like, yeah, you can't write me off. If you knew me better, you would know me. And I don't leave. So let's be clear. Okay.
Oh, are you annoyed?
No, I'm having a great time. This is actually me being very happy.
Oh, so when you act annoyed, you're happy. But when you're happy, you're actually annoyed. Got it.
Get to know me, lady. Get to know me.
Get to know the OG wag. Who wants to get to know an OG wag, everyone? To someone who started for 10 seasons. Starter wag, starter wag.
So now everybody gathers and Giselle's like, okay, let's go have lunch. And so now they're going to head over and they get in the Sprinter van. And Wendy says that her chateau, they are known as the CGC. And that means the Curly Girl Collective. Boom.
Boom. And she's like, let me tell you something. The CGC, we are just vibrant. We have our curly hair moisturized and emoliated. Such a shame that we got robbed last night. Like, wait, what? We did? Yeah. Just don't worry about it. I'll file the insurance claims. But yeah, we got a great chateau. So then Stacey's like, the Curly Girls. Huh, that was the worst dance ever. I just tried to do a dance with the Curly Girls. Whoops. I think I just snorted. Huh. So then Ashley's like,
Okay, well, for your information, we are the Pussy Pink Palace because lesbians, drag kings, that's what I do now.
and Giselle's like, okay, let me tell you about the PPP. We know how to party. We're not in our feelings. You know me, Giselle Bryant, life of the party, known for partying.
So now they're getting wine, and Jazzy's like, Pinot Noir is my favorite, by the way. Wendy says that she thinks it's so interesting. When they were at dinner, they were getting a piece of Giselle's life, but then Ashley, a.k.a. Captain Save-A-Ho, why are they going with this Captain Save-A-Ho so hard?
It's
like,
just
they're not all Captain Save-A-Ho.
I feel like it's a thing they've been doing for seasons, and I don't even remember the origin of it, but they've been definitely bringing it up. So Giselle said, well, what did she say? And Wendy's like, she's like, well, she saved, Ashley saved Giselle. And Karen's like, well, Stacey, can you like pass the popcorn? This is about to be good. Look at me. I'm fun, guys. And Ashley's like,
Yeah, you sort of just like pointed the finger at her and you were like doing this, but you don't talk about yourself.
and Stacey's like, well, you guys have been pointing the finger at me ever since I've known you.
No, you're lying.
No, Giselle's lying too because she clearly has a man.
And he was like, no, Giselle's more mission than lying. And she's like, it's not a lie. You lied about Chris Samuels. And she's like, what do you mean?
And
So they're calling her a liar. And Wendy's like, no, we're not going back to Chris Samuels. Let's stay right here on Shawn Springs. And so they're like, oh, finally, Giselle's in the hot seat. And she's like, I'm dating him. Like, who cares? Like, wow, we got her, guys.
Like, well, we got
her.
We got questions. And Giselle says that she realized she needs to be serious about her future and about a man. And her dad told her that she needs to find a guy that fits like a comfortable shoe. And Wendy's like, okay, so is Shawn Springs a comfortable shoe? And Jesse's like, oh my God, do you see a future with Shawn? Oh my God. And Wendy's like, is the size right? Just like, he's comfortable. That's all I'll say about that.
Have you all had sex? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So they all laugh. And so Wendy asks the last question, has he met the daughters? And Giselle won't answer. And Wendy's like, oh my God, that is your man. And she says that Grace has met him and thinks he's age appropriate and thinks that he's checking some boxes. And Angel's like, oh my God, you're a wag. Welcome. I'm your new mother.
If she says wag one more time, I'm literally going to like... I don't know what I'm going to push her off of a dock. I don't know what it is. But like, please stop saying wag. It's driving me nuts. She's out of control with it. So Wendy is like, well, the thing about Giselle is that Giselle protects her heart. And that's why as someone who knows her and as someone who can now say she is my friend, you are basically like the Dawn Moore of this group. You're just very special to me. I am happy for you.
So Giselle's like, maybe we are friends. She cares about my future. So now it's time to eat. And Angel's saying, oh, guys, I'm having such a good day. My baby just sent me some money so we can go shopping. He just dropped me a little cool $5,000. Okay, that's sweet. Don't you have a credit card.
Yeah.
I mean, why would he have to be slipping you money? That's weird. You better get some joint account access.
Yeah, and like, aren't you like an entrepreneur and you run this woo-hoo thing with the walking in the trails and whatnot? So everyone's like, okay. I mean, I think that it's just an excuse for her to be like, we're rich and my husband gives me money. Yeah, I'm basically a wag of the wags. So Angel is like,
and Jazzy's like, you're not going to spend $5,000 here. Where are we going to?
Yeah, because Angel's like, yeah, maybe we're gonna like buy some stuff in town, buy some artwork. It's like, you're not in Sag Harbor, you're in Nevis. So
Giselle's like, okay, you keep telling us. Well, she's telling us this. You keep saying Bobby this and Bobby that. Da. And we see a clip package of Angel mentioning Bobby every 2 seconds. And she goes, but what about you, Angel? We actually care about ourselves in this group. And that's why we are bad bitches of the Pussy Pink Palace.
And Giselle's like, Tia, does your husband travel with you a lot? No, he doesn't. He's American, so he's afraid of new things, unfortunately.
So she talks about how she met her husband in London, actually, in Camden Town, which is very dodgy. Mm-hmm. I went to buy a leather jacket, and I hear this American accent say, "Oh, that looks good on you." And that's where he met his African queen. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, was there?
Why doesn't shit like that ever happen to me when I'm shopping? What is people just meeting someone's like, you're hot, let's get married? What the hell?
Sorry,
I don't get anything. I get, will you move out of my way? Or I think that your cart is broken. Somehow I always pick the cart that's like, and I just keep it through the whole store because I assume all the carts are like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't get laid like that.
I remember, but before I met Dom, I always was like, maybe today would be the day that I get a meet cute. And I have to say, I don't think ever in my entire life did I ever have a meet cute. It's just, I don't think they really happen. I think maybe Tia's even lying about this. I think they like met on Match.com.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So Wendy is like, was there any pushback from your family that you didn't marry a Nigerian? Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah, because that's a big deal in our culture. Oh, and it still is. So when I say, okay, I'm getting married to some guy called Rob Glover. You should have seen the way my mother fainted. My aunt fainted on top of my mother, and then my dad tripped over them, and then everyone fainted because my dad tripped. Oh, God, it was a disaster.
What if I married a Glover and all he kept saying was, I'm too old for this shit?
She says that when they had children, she realized that it was naive to think that just because they're both black that they don't have cultural differences because it plays out in the children. And she's saying in Nigeria, there's a way you speak to your friends, and then there's a way that you respect, and there's a level of respect you extend to your seniors, and American kids are not like that. And we see a clip of her telling her kid, can I take your lip gloss? And she goes, no, bro. And she's like, no, I'm not bro. I am mommy.
I'm mommy. I love that. So Tia's like, I'm thinking if they go to England or if they go to Nigeria and do that, my Nigeria family would be like, oh, look, they've been in America too long. But Rob, of course he is American, is just like, oh, it's cool. I'm like, no, it's not though. It's not cool at all.
So now it's time to go back to the bus. Now they're going to go to the market. So they have a pole in this bus, which everybody takes a twirl on, of course. And so Giselle announces that Jazzy's about to get married. So they have to have a stripper pole, guys. It's all for Jazzy.
Yeah. And then Giselle's pouring everyone shots. They're going to toast to big dick energy. I'll toast to that. I'm into that. Talk about length. Talk about drama. Talk about big dick. Am I right, everyone? But Wendy's feeling sick. So she's starting to decline. And there was like a bug in her house and she's worried that she's catching it.
Yeah, so now they go to Artisan Village and do some shopping. And Angel is just looking in the t-shirt shops. And Wendy's like, Angel, what are you buying from the flea market with $5,000? These t-shirts are $12.35. And she just rolls her eyes. No. So Ashley's buying mosquito repellent. It's a super glamorous trip.
Yeah.
Basically.
Super glamorous.
So they just do some shopping and stuff. And Wendy's starting to feel really sick. And then Angel, guess what Angel's talking about? She's talking about economics. and the changing prices of groceries and how it affects Americans. Just kidding. She's talking about her husband.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, so my husband, Bobby, yeah, I'm a wag. I texted him sex because when we get back, it has to go down. And then he said that sex is probably going to make a baby. He's my husband. We love having sex. It's crazy. And Stacy's like, I wonder what would happen if I texted Timo. I'm like, do it. She goes, okay, I'm going to text him sex and nothing else. Okay, do it.
So then when Wendy is outside feeling sick and Giselle's checking on her and Wendy thinks that she has the flu and Giselle's like, go to get the air conditioning. And then back in the shop, she texts Timo and then Timo writes back and goes, you want sex? And she's like, oh my God. He's like, you want sex? You're having sex? He's confused. Isn't that adorable? So Ashley's like,
No. Do you want to send him a picture of your boobs? Oh, too much? Send the boobs. My vagina? How about my vagina? Have you ever been sexually attracted to a woman? That's my thing this season.
Okay, I will send him a selfie. Okay, how do I do it? I don't know how to do selfies. Okay, I'll send him this one. Click. And she just looks like terrified in her selfie.
Yeah.
She looks like she's being held hostage. And so she's like, oh my God, surely he's going to write back. I just can't wait till he writes back. And he writes back, I think you have the wrong number. And they're like, oh God, that's awkward. And she's trying to laugh it off. She's like, oh yeah, well, he's German. His sense of humor is different than ours, guys.
I personally saw that as a clear joke. Like that to me, it sounds like a dry joke. And I thought there was like literally nothing wrong with that. I thought it was funny. And they're like, oh no. And Ashley's going to jump on to be like,
I mean, they're like he doesn't even want to have sex with her. Like their marriage is in trouble and they're like, she's acting like they're getting back together, but he clearly has no sexual attraction.
because she's going to latch onto it. And they're going to be a thing. And Giselle's going to be like, so I hear Timo doesn't want to have sex with you, Stacey. And they're going to turn it into a whole giant thing. And to me, it's like very obviously just a dry joke. Like, I didn't see anything wrong with it. And they're all like, eyes are bulging, clutching their pearls, like, oh, this is terrible. This is a crisis. This is literally a crisis. It's a Timo crisis. It's a Timo crisis.
We're getting gift cards to throw at our head. Okay, everybody, like donate some money so we can throw some gift cards at Stacey's head because she is in a disaster. All right, this is a disaster. So of course Ashley's going to do this, and we know because she immediately runs right to Giselle and is like, "Oh my God, we were in the store and Angel texted her husband. It was so lame, and he said, I think I have the wrong number." And they start cracking up. She's like, "Stop talking about me. Stop it."
So outside, Wendy is sick, so they're gonna get her home or whatever, and and Ashley is like in a frenzy about this whole thing with Timo and everything. Like this is like the most exciting thing that she's ever heard. And Kierna's like, Kierna's saying like, oh, like he wasn't used to getting these sort of texts. Is that what that was about? I thought you said you're rekindling. And she's like, no, they're just joking. It's just a joke. Stop it. The lesson that I learned from my divorce was us not optimizing the time when he is home for each other. I mean, sometimes we're so busy we don't have time to sit together and look at beautiful sweaters with camels on them that represent baby Jesus coming out of the manger. If we did that together more, I think we'd still be together.
Now when he's home, I just put a bag over Arabella's head. We just pretend she's not there until he's back out of town. It's been working out so far. Arabella has run into a few walls. We might need to cut some holes in that bag, but it's a beautiful bag. A bag with a gorgeous Christmas tree on the front, because Christmas is a beautiful holiday full of jolliness and love. $9.99.
Fun fact, when we put that bag on Arabella's head, we then call her Arabaga. It's hilarious. I think she's laughing. Can't hear her through the bag though.
So now they go over to some steel drums and dance around. And Wendy's like, even if I'm sick, I'm beating those drums. So they do. They have some good times. And now they go back to the resort. And Stacy comes to check on Wendy. And she's like, we brought you some things. Ginger ale, Gatorade, goldfish.
Thank you. Giselle says, definitely need to get yourself together for tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be the big confrontation with Kierna again, I'm sure. So Wendy's like, she's like, okay. And so Giselle says, of course, I'm going to check on sickle Wendy. It's my trip and I actually care about these girls. Plus, I don't have Karen, so Wendy's kind of like my right-hand man at the moment because Ashley is essentially worthless this season.
So now they go to the restaurant, and Mr. Sunshine's like, hi, welcome to Mr. Sunshine's on Mr. Sunshine. Want to have some bee sting shots, everybody? Let's do it. So they do that again. And then Mr. Sunshine's like, I'm going to cook for you personally.
Yeah.
So they go to do that. And so Angel's like, okay. So Giselle's like, okay, what are we going to order? And Angel goes, well, am I going to be on the menu again? That's all I want to know. Like now she's all upset.
You're upset. You're like putting you're saying you're being passive aggressive. You're basically putting your hat into, you're like, hey, beat me up right now. So Giselle's like,
she's like, anyone want to fight with me? And they're like,
she goes, I'm ready for y'all tonight. I'm like, you should be ready every time.
Just goes, the night is young.
Angel's so proud of herself. She's like, I'm ready tonight. I'm like, this has been two dinner parties, or actually brunch and dinner, where you've been caught off guard by being attacked. You don't get an award for like finally like preparing yourself for an ambush. So Tia's like, oh, Angel today. So what's Wendy going to have for dinner? Are we going to take her back some food? Is there going to be something special for her? Is she watching Rachel Maddow right now? May I go join her, please? So
they're all like, fuck her. We don't need to get her food. She's sick. Who cares?
Yeah.
So Giselle's like, but Kay, I do want to tell you this. Wendy's not here, but she was very offended. And Karen is like, oh, okay, that you didn't stay for her birthday yesterday. And Jazzy's like, oh, God. Yeah, she was upset this morning.
I feel like more Stacey. So they ask her why. I feel like Stacey was the one who goes, I would be offended. Shouldn't she be offended that Kay went back to her villa while we all celebrated her birthday? I think it was Stacey who kind of pushed that agenda, but hey, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but Wendy was also like, I see her now.
Yeah.
I see who she really is. So Kierna's like, well, I was quiet because I was also hurt for my other friend who I left to the wolves, you know? So, and Ashley's like, but, I do think it was still good for Angel to stay. And they're like, yeah, that was good. And they talk about what a great time they had, and everybody's really rubbing it in. We had such a great time with her, such a good time. And then Jazzy's like, yeah, but then you told me you didn't have a good time last night. So we're confused. And Giselle's like, wait, you didn't have a good time?
Well, and Angel says, I mean, it was cool, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I was still feeling a lot from the dinner. I mean, I slept on it, simple as that. Like, and then Jessie goes, and woke up and decided you were pissed? Because normally you say you slept on it and you feel better. And so Angel's like, yeah, I woke up pissed. You know why? Because I woke up and I remembered the first rule of wagdom, which is hold on to things the way your husband holds on to a ball. So Jessie goes, oh, okay, well, I guess that's fair. And she was like, but okay, this is my thoughts. Just coming in. If I'm heavily filtered, I would want somebody to come in and say, babe, that doesn't even look like you. And Jessie goes, oh, yeah, by the way, I do think that you filter yours a lot too, Tia. Oh, I do filter myself. Thank you. Yes. Do you think it's a lot? She's like, it's a bit too much. I think it's a little bit too much. Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'm so grateful that you told me that, Jessie. I appreciate that so much. Bitch.
Thank you for illustrating exactly what I'm talking about. How you take notes. All right, ladies. So Kierna's like, well, okay, Wendy's hurt, but thank you for telling me she was hurt because she just acts nonchalant. And we weren't acknowledging each other yesterday. And to be honest, Jazzy, I was very hurt when you made that comment that I had talked about Wendy. Because now Wendy and I are in a fractured space. And she's like, well, how do you think I felt about you sharing intimate conversations that I had with you? And Karen is like, well, I just stated facts. And she's like, well, by the way, her facts were, you have 2 kids that aren't yours.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
But by the way,
yeah, okay, Karen, no biggie. No biggie, Karen.
And I'm just remembering now, the issue is that I guess that Wendy spoke to Jassy on the phone in the off season, and Jassy made it sort of sound like Kierna might be mad at Wendy, right? Wasn't the whole thing that Jassy said something like, and Kierna, I don't know about her, something like that. That was what came out last episode, I think.
Well, we don't. Right? I don't think we know, do we?
It was, well, they said, remember, because Wendy said, I didn't say it like that.
Oh, yeah, because she says,
or I don't know what it was.
Yeah, she says, she said something like, she mentioned Kierna, and Wendy went, Kierna, wasn't that where she made like some kind of noise? And we're like, this is the fight? Yeah, and so Wendy made an odd noise. It sounds like Kierna is suggesting that because of Jassy opened her mouth, it created a wedge between Wendy and Kierna. And I'm just like,
I'm not tracking it because it was so small that the issue with Jassy was so small and stupid that I just did not retain it in my brain from last week or 2 weeks ago.
It's because she was arguing with Wendy. And no, Kierna was arguing with Jazzy. And then Jazzy was like, okay, then why don't you tell Wendy what you said about her? And she was like, what? And she goes, go ahead. Tell her what you said about her. And then she's like, come on, don't do that. And she's like, well, I'm not going to say anything, but we both know you said something about Wendy.
Right. And now
so she was leaving it open-ended for, Wendy to get mad. But that's what you get. I mean, you just told her she had 2 kids that weren't hers. Like, that's shittier.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, Jassy's like, there's not type of responsibility on what you do. There's no type of responsibility on what you do. And it makes me wonder, like, are you jealous? You're like, jealous? Why would I be jealous of your like hot football player, successful man? I've got a stumpy guy who wears polo shirts and tells me what to do at home. So no, like, why would I ever be jealous?
And they're like, well, why don't you tell us what you said about Wendy? And she goes, well, I don't know. I don't even know what she's saying I said. And Jazzy said, well, first of all, you lied and said that my man had 2 children on me, which he didn't. And she goes, oh, okay, 1.
Jazzy's like, I was the other woman. No, I was the other woman. Basically, because wasn't that the whole thing? Like, he was with a wife and had 2 kids with a wife. And then all of a sudden there was Jassy, and Jassy, the overlap was a little nebulous. So it's not that he cheated on Jassy. It's that I think Jassy was the one who came in and was the other one. No?
Yeah, I don't know. So Tia's like, well, did he have any? And Giselle said, stay out of it. Like, stay out of it, Tia. And Jazzy's like, well, that was a lie. And she goes, oh, okay. So was it 1 or 2? So Jazzy says, oh, so you want to be factual? Then let's be factual. And this is where Jazzy fails too, because she's always doing this, like, I've got something, and she's also got nothing, which is kind of the problem with this whole season so far. So Kierna's like, well, I'm trying to keep up. So she says that she really adored Jazzy and she was a girl's girl. And then Jacqueline tells her that Jazzy said that, you were a snake. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm super hurt because I was being very genuine and I was building a relationship with her. And then she called me a snake.
So Jassy says, let me say that I truly regret how I responded to you in response to how you treated me. She's like, I'm going to apologize for what I said to you that I only said because of the shitty thing you said to me. And Ashley's like,
I clapped too soon.
because Ashley's like clapping, like, oh my God, this is progress. And she's like,
Oh, wait, no. It wasn't a real apology. Too soon.
So Kierna's saying, well, I can be responsible if you say what I said, but I can't be responsible for something that I don't know if I said. And so she's like, okay, so say what I said, and then I can say yay or no. And Jazzy's like, oh, you really want me to? Yeah, this is where we get what she said. So Jazzy's like, well, when it came down to Wendy, Kay basically said, don't trust her. And I decided to not say anything because I think that Wendy would also be upset with the timing in which it was said. Dun, dun, dun.
The producer's like, if Wendy knew exactly what Kay said about her on a scale of like 1 to 5, how upset would we be? And Jassy goes, Wendy would be an 8.5. So like, okay.
Oh, God.
I mean, either way, like basically
They're
something
trying
happened. Something happened before the season between Kierna and Wendy, and now Jassy's in the mix. And I don't really even know what happened, but all I can really discern is that Kierna needs to sort of get over it. Kierna is the one who is like really like living in the misery right now, while everyone's like, this is like not even a thing, Kierna. You're all upset and you're making it into a thing, but it's not a thing. So
yeah, we're trying to make a lot of dumb little fights happen, and none of the dumb little fights are happening. And sometimes I think Housewives would be okay if they just have fun and have funny scenes.
And actually, that's the majority of what
they need to constantly be forcing themselves to fight. It just kills the show, you know?
I actually think the majority of this episode was just what you described. And I think it's like they have such a strong cast right now that it's like deeply entertaining to watch, and it's funny, and like you don't need that conflict. And I just feel like Kierna is trying to drum up something here, And of course, Jassie's trying to because she's a friend of, so she's motivated.
And so is Angel.
And Angel, but
they're all trying to like get their credits by fighting stupid fights. And it's like, just stop. Earn your fights. They have to be earned. We don't want to fight. We don't care about seeing you fight with somebody you barely even know. It's more fun when you're fighting with somebody that you kind of know and you have a history with,
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how that all pans out. But regardless of that, I mean, it's such a funny episode and the season is really so strong. It's really great to see. So I wonder what's going to happen when Karen comes back because the chemistry is so strong, but you can't not have Karen. Karen will be in the mix. But wow, when Karen and Tia are on together, I really can't wait for that day. And hopefully Karen will take Karen a spot. So we will, we'll see how that pans out. See everyone tonight for Crappy Hour. We'll be discussing all sorts of things and keep an eye and an ear out for both our BravoCon plans, but also our Vanderpump Rules trailer trash. So talk to everyone later. Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King. It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster. It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones. I go, you go, we all go for Hugo. Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B. Que sera, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby. She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna. It's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
Darn Skippy, it's Tippy.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP. It's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Put us on a stretcher, it's Charlotte Fletcher.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
It's our queen, it's Queen Latifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She's a total knockout. It's Katie Manock.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock. Gee, it's Lisa H. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes. It's Melissa St. Rose. There's a chance of meatballs. It's Rebecca Cloud.
Maximum love for Sandy Maximoska. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie, it's Sarah Tellefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Please don't stop, it's Soli and Pop. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
We're obsessed doll with Tessa V.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.